Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to A Good Things Marriage Chat. I'm Tiara.
And I am getting drowned out by the bass. I'm Adrian. Welcome back to Marriage Chat.
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back to the chat room. We appreciate y'all. I just wanted to start off with that. We appreciate you all tuning in every week and listening to us cackle like some hens. If you want to hear more of us cackling, go ahead and hit all of the buttons, liking and the commenting and subscribing and the stuff. You can also follow us on social media to keep up with what we have going on. And then you can also check out our website at agoodthing.one. Not the 2, not the 3, but the 1. The one.
And speaking of one,
yes,
we just came out with our first book.
Yes.
Our first book. So when you go on our site, you can actually go on there and, well, who knows? By the time you guys see this video, it may already be live. But just in case it's not, you can definitely go ahead and pre-order the book by going to our website. It is live on the site. Right now, we would love your support.
Yes.
As Adrian told you guys before, you can go ahead and buy a good 5 or 6 of them and just pass it out. For any people that you know is married, it's for anybody who's married.
Yeah. It's for anybody, period.
It is. Any relationship.
Yeah. Just go hang out, work through them things, them shadows and stuff. It'd be hard. It'd be hard. We told y'all on the last video that it'd be hard because it was hard. But it's a good thing. But I found it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So go copy out 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And on the rest of the 5s.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up that point, because just because something is a good thing doesn't mean it's going to be an easy thing, that it's going to be something that won't have tests and trials and ups and downs and emotions and all the things. So I hope that encouraged you this morning.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now let's go ahead and hop into our meat and potatoes. What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about self-love and boundaries in marriage. You know, I'm just thinking about like how many more marriages could be maybe just a tinge easier if people understood that from the beginning. Because if you, I mean, when we think about it, a lot of people, of course, get married young, like we did. And so coming out that age of really starting to like learn who you are, learn yourself, like you don't know what self-love is.
No.
And you might know about boundaries.
But you might be still like learning them, but you still getting to know who you are.
Yeah.
So like thinking about it, when I thought about marriage, because we did get married, like not like terribly young, but young enough to where we were still in the phase of, okay, what do I like? Who am I? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Like, it was hard to pick out what I wanted to eat for breakfast. Yeah. Let alone, do I want to be with this man forever? you know? Yeah. But I think, like, going into it, we're thinking that it's really easy. But then going into it with both of you all trying to find yourself and learn yourself, the good thing is that you have a person there to support you as you're on the journey to finding yourself. And then you turn 40 and you realize, girl, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. So it's not always a bad thing, but it's just, it does take time and patience and grace and consideration for one another. And you have to like really, you gotta really be like, I'm committed to this. I'm committed to this because it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm not saying it like it's unbearable. Like it's unbearable, but it's a lot to take into consideration. Right. And a lot of people do kind of like hop into marriage without thinking about that. It's more so like, but I love him or I love her and I just don't want them to be with nobody else but me. But it's like, okay, but what about feelings?
Yeah.
What about boundaries? What about sex? What about finances? What about growth? Mm-hmm. What about living?
Yeah.
What about family? Like, it's all the things. All of the things.
Yeah. Now, and I will say, like, I'm getting a different understanding these days about, you know, how there's a scripture that talks about love covers a multitude of sin. So my understanding of looking at that now from a marriage perspective, since he did give us the example of comparing the church as a bride, is that ultimately you want to know that you love this person that much enough. Really should be unconditionally, but we know in this day and age, it's hard for somebody to say that. It's hard for somebody to say, I love this person unconditionally. But I would like to think that I'm striving to be that, to do that as a wife, as a spouse, as a partner, because I know that's the way that God calls us to love people anyway. So why not start with your partner, right? But that love covering is to say, like, I know for sure no matter what, I love you and I love the person that you are. I might not even be able to explain all the ways in way I love you, but I know that I love you. Yeah. So because of that depth, it's much deeper than just I love him. Right. No, it's like, no, I love that. Right. Yep, you getting on my nerve. Yep, you make me mad. Yep, but I love doing the same thing for the last 3 months. Yep. And out there you trying to work through it. Yep. But I still love you. I'm still gonna be here. But that doesn't mean that you cannot set the boundaries, right? That doesn't mean that you can't speak up and say, hey, that's not working for me. We need to do something else. Let's talk about this. Let's come to a compromise. Yeah. I don't like the way it feels when you do this. I don't feel hurt. I don't feel respected when you do this. Like, there's a balance of being able to say when something isn't working, and then you guys figure out how to work towards that thing. Yeah. So
that even works in friendship. Yeah. Because Twee and I have to sit down and do that. Twee and I married in spirit. But that works in a lot of other relationships outside of your marriage too. So I just want to make that point too. Yeah. Because sometimes people find it hard to set the boundaries with their mom or their dad or their grandmother or their siblings or, you know, whoever else is in their life. Sometimes it's just hard for them to set the boundaries. So I just wanted to put that out there, that as you're working through these boundaries with your husband or your wife, you can use these same things with other people that are in your life as well. So,
well, and to that point, you know, you can, as you're learning or courting, however way you want to call it, flip, you know, bake it or whatever. That's something that you can see within your spouse to realize or recognize. So how are they in their friendships? How are they in their relationships? Like, are they not speaking up, or they're not saying anything? Or they setting boundaries? Or they, you know, because a lot of things that we reflect in our regular relationships is still the way we reflect in our marriage. I just think, and I said this to my husband last week, because sometimes he kind of get in his feelings, because if I get frustrated, if I'm upset by something, he'll hear the brunt of it. And so if my mood changes, he feels like he's suffering for it. So I'm like, that's not me taking it out on you. I know it feels that way. And if that's not how I mean it, I apologize. I'm sorry. I said, but you're my safe space. And so something, I might not have had a feeling about something till it came up later. Or, you know, I just wanted to tell you about my day, and then maybe I got frustrated by it or whatever. And so now I might be in a little mood for a minute. But I'm like, but at the same time, I don't think sometimes our spouses, and I can say that at least for the husband, I don't know what a man would say about the woman. Yeah. But for a husband, like, it don't take much for him to cheer me up. Like, he can change my mood. Yeah. And I've told him that. I'm like, you can make a difference on making a break in my day. I could have a terrible day. And, you know, if you come in here and you grab me and you kiss me, or honey, let's go on a date, or honey, let's do a movie night, or you hug, like, there's several things that you can do just by me being in your presence, you being in mine, and us being present, and you can change my mood. So I don't want you to take that lightly. Like, it's a big deal.
Right.
And you should feel like your spouse can brighten
change your
day.
mood. Yeah. Because I like when Cortez is having like an extremely hard day at work or whatever, like I'm like trying to, cheer him up as best as I can. Or I'll, talk about something silly, something I saw on TikTok or on YouTube, or just something that I may have learned that day or whatever. I'll try to like throw that in there so he's not so like frustrated. Because he, especially now, because he has a bigger more responsible role, I guess. It's a lot more expected of him, so it is a lot more that is weighing on him when he goes to work. But I want to be a safe space for him to come home, and if he's frustrated about somebody being like, oh, I'm not gonna come back on time, which means you getting home late, like so. And I was like, it's okay, I got the kids in the room, and I know you tired, so I'll just wait on you, when you get home, and I won't go to sleep until you get home. Like, do stuff like that or whatever. So he tries to do the same for me. Like, it's definitely reciprocated. But I mean, most of the time I just want to sit quiet and do some Legos. Sometimes I be really overwhelmed and overstimulated. It just be a lot, and sometimes I just need to shut up.
Speaking of that, when it comes to self-love, that's another thing that I think sometimes people might forget along the way as they're in a relationship or marriage for a while, is making sure that, like, self-care is not just about making sure that my hair is washed and done, get my nails done. Like, what are you doing to pursue the hobbies and the interests that you have? Like, Adrian loves Legos. Of course, you guys know that by now. So there could be maybe she always gets a Lego set, but maybe a Lego convention coming up, or something that she wants to go to treat herself or do something different. But it's important to maintain and have your own personal things, to where you feel like you're not only treating yourself, as we always talk about, but we're pouring into ourselves. And pouring being mental, physical, spiritual, like all of them. All of them. Because the more that we pour into ourselves, the more we can flow that love into and out to our spouse, our families.
I know with us, we definitely push that hard. So y'all know I told y'all about how crazy it's like being outside. So deer season is coming, or it started already. Something about deer, and they about to go out there and start killing them and eating them. But that is like his quiet time. He goes out at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's out there all day. He don't get back home till 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. But that's his time to just like be outside and hear the deer, and attempt to catch one. And like he gets really excited about that. It's the same with fishing. Is that he does hiking, and he used to do overnight backpacking and stuff like that. But he slowed down because he doesn't have anyone to go with, so safety purposes. And so that's stuff that he does. And because I ain't going outside. I ain't going outside unless it's to walk from the door to the car, and then from the car to the door. Okay, I don't want to go outside. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's bugs and skeeters and sun. I just don't want it. But he enjoys it enough for all of us. And there are times that I will go out there with him, but that's his like quiet time and things like that. Me, I'm like getting back to it. I'm, do my Legos. I sit down and do my Legos, or I'll, try to learn a new craft or something. I'm getting back into washing my hair, I guess. I mean, that sounds gross. I be washing my hair. But having someone else do it and not me doing it. So I'm like getting back to that. When we turned 40, that was something that I wanted to make sure that I did, that I paid attention to me, because I'm always
How do you
pouring
feel
into
now
the.
that you've been doing it?
I feel
feeling
good.
Different?
I mean, more, I guess, tired. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really have a word for how
you don't have a difference in feeling when you show up to the appointment like, okay, I made the appointment.
Well, I will say, because salon trauma, that be real. That be real. So when I went in for my consultation, I was like, now look, now. Now. Don't mess up my head.
Yeah.
Because people, when they do your hair, they put energy into your head. And so I went in nervous because this is my crown, you know, and I didn't had, since the time I started my locks, it wasn't like the greatest experience.
Yeah.
And so I made sure to share that with her. And then when I went to go get my detox done last week, wonderful. Like that scalp was fizzling, y'all. That mug was on inflammation, okay? And so she detoxed, and I felt really relaxed.
Yeah.
And I sat up under the steamy thing, and I've never done that before. And she sprayed the little hair essential oil moisturizing steam spray stuff in my hair. So I sat up under the steamy thing for like 45 minutes. When I say my hair was like extremely moisturized, my hair didn't dry until the next day.
Wow.
Like, I said, oh, what come through? So I felt good, like, okay, that's something that I don't have to like worry about doing.
Yeah.
Like all the time. Like if I just feel like, okay, I want to go get my hair washed and I don't feel like doing it, then I'll go make an appointment. I did wash my hair this morning because I was like, ooh, child, this is itching.
Yeah.
This is itching. But I felt good to be able to pour into myself like that. Like I used to get my nails done, and then I started, you know, working, and I don't want to stab nobody's child with my fingernails. Right. And I never had them like long.
Yeah.
But I slowed down on that just because I work with the kid, and I don't want to scratch nobody or nothing. But so I guess I feel I had to go on a whole tangent. Yeah, I had to go on a whole down street around the corner. But yeah, I felt good going to get my hair washed and maintenance, and I go back in a couple weeks to get my first interlock or the tie thing or whatever they call it. So I go get my first that because I'm going through some changes, and the hair is looking like it's getting a little thin in spots. So we need to get that under control.
Make sure you talk to my mom about that too.
Yeah.
So another thing that I want to talk about that I don't think gets talked about enough is when it comes to self-love, there's a portion of self-praise. I heard about this being talked about on a podcast before. This was like a metaphysical, spiritual, specific podcast. They weren't talking about marriage, but it made me think about marriage because in general, like you hear people like joke around or say negative comments all the time about how you might seek validation from somebody else, right? And I know a lot of times we're always talking about it when it comes to the world or your friends or your coworkers or your boss or something like that, looking for the validation. And so, we do want to feel appreciated. We do want to feel valued and all those things. But at the same time, I don't think there's enough practice of us self-praising ourselves. When I say praise, I'm not talking about like worship praise.
Right.
I'm talking about validating the hard things that we've done. Taking a minute to say, you know what? I did a good job raising those girls. I'm a doggone good wife.
Yeah.
I cook, I clean, I this, I that, I support him, I this. And like there's a certain level of balance that we can do that without our heads being swole. Because that's the other thing. We've been taught in this society, this culture, that anything you say about yourself is you having a big head or you being egotistical or arrogant or whatever. But what's the flip side? If you're not dependent on someone else to validate you, then what?
Right.
Then who?
Right.
I mean, other than God, who else? Nobody. So then if I'm not looking for the validation outside of me, then that means I need to validate myself. Because then if my spouse does validate me, that's just like icing on the cake.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm mad at you now because you're not validating every single thing I do, because I've already validated myself. I already know that I'm a dang good wife. I already know that I'm a really good mother. So when you say it, it's just like, oh,
right.
Thanks, honey. Like, you want to be like, I know, but like, no, you still can appreciate, if your mind is in the right space, you can still appreciate the fact that your spouse has acknowledged or noticed or letting you know that, you know, they see you and appreciate you, because you do still want it from them. Right. And most of the time we do still need it. But we do want to get into practice of also acknowledging for ourselves, even if we don't say it out loud. Yeah. Acknowledging those things, because we can be hard on ourselves. And being hard on ourselves, not forgiving ourselves, that's like the worst part of self-love. Like, that's the reason we can't love ourselves, is because we're so hard and critical of ourselves. There's things we're still trying to forgive ourselves for. So if you start taking more practice to acknowledge and validate the things you are doing well at, the same way we want to do for our spouse, right? Yeah, we know it's stuff they ain't, you know, still ain't got, still working through, cool, whatever, you know, we got your back. But even though I'm seeing those things, I want to find the things, and I'm especially trying to do that with my daughters right now, especially my oldest. Even though you're making some choices I don't want you to make, I'm going to find every single chance, I get, any opportunity, any speck of something that I can be like, that's good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of that decision you made. Yeah. I'm proud of, you know, she sent me, and just give an example, she sent me a plate of some breakfast. I was like, oh, did your boyfriend cook that? No, I did. Oh, you cooked. Couldn't get you to cook a lick when you was there. Didn't say that. I was going to say, does she know how to cook? Girl. Enough. Okay. But no, I was just like, oh, okay. Well, look at you, you know, because obviously she sent it to me because she wanted me to see it. She wanted me to validate it. She wanted me to have some reassurance that I'm not just out here starving. I do know how to make a good pancake if I need to. You know, so you do still want to build up your spouse or your children, because there's areas of life too where we don't know when we're going to need it. Right. Because there is going to be areas in our life or time season in our life where we're beating up and questioning ourselves about, am I doing this right? Yep. Am I on the right path? Yeah. Or maybe, you know, you've been convicted about something that you know you're dealing with and you need a little extra reassurance. So there's nothing wrong at all about you validating your spouse and your partners. Yeah. I just want to make sure that we're slowly but surely, gradually looking for the areas in which we can do that for ourselves. And that might sometimes take practice. Oh yeah. Because like you said, we are taught to we're taught that it's arrogant. We're taught that it's like oh no, that's a no, that you don't do that. And so when you are taught those things and it's just like being beat in your head, don't do that, don't do. And then we're like, no, it's okay to do that. You gotta practice it. Yeah. You might have to start off in the mirror and just say like, you got up this morning, girl. You doing great. Yep. Yeah. Or that you made a fine picture of Kool-Aid. Like, you know, like something like that. Yeah. Like, you know, it takes practice, because it can be uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to doing that. That can be very extremely uncomfortable to just give yourself some kind of like big ups, because you just like, oh dang, you know, I acknowledge that I can do something that, you know don't let nobody or know nothing in the past tell you that you can't. You know what can be even more uncomfortable? What? Self-validation without being attached to what you're doing. Just validating yourself because of who you are. That's it. Because, you know, yeah, I just said that I'm talking about validating because of how great of a mother I am, wife I am, which, you know, sometimes can be tricky at different stages of life, because when we start attaching ourselves too much to what we do and what we do for other people, then are we really looking at us? You start looking at your titles. You start looking at your titles and that's like, so I remember hearing somewhere by someone, don't know, but I remember hearing this, just how like
we, especially as women and mothers, like we tend to like lose ourselves. Maybe we talked about, girl, I don't know.
We might have talked about it a little bit.
Yeah. But we like lose who we are. We lose what we like, or, you know, there's still like bits and pieces of things that we like, but we pour so much into our families. And then if we're working too and we like really like our jobs, like we're pouring into that we we go on straight autopilot.
Like we probably need to do a workshop on this.
Yeah. Like we go on like, okay, get up, like it's literally like you're a robot. Yep. And so taking the time, like we were saying, to find a hobby or try something new, working on your personal growth. Work on your personal growth.
That's not work related.
Right. Just doing something just for the heck of it. Like,
you know, that interest.
Yeah. That could start a momentum, like a ball of momentum to getting you to further know who you are, further learn who you are, because we always talk about how, like, as we get older, our thoughts change, our opinions change, the way we approach things change.
Our DNA is literally changing.
Yeah, our DNA is literally changing every single day. So we are a new person every single day. And so it's like, okay, today I know the kids need to eat, and I know my husband needs a pat on the head and on the butt to go off to work. Good boy. Good job. But it's like, okay, I know that, but what do I need? Do I need to go outside and touch grass? Do I want, like, even what do I want to do? Sometimes you got to be rebellious. Do I want to eat cake for breakfast instead of a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with some gravy? The sausage outside. I see you, MDs. But, you know, you could be rebellious. That's your time to like figure out, like, well, do I even like doing this? Because sometimes I have to do it because I'll conform to everything that everybody else wants me to be real quick because it's comfortable, I guess, because I've done it all of my life.
Yeah. And
so now practicing, like I was saying, look in the mirror. Yeah. Practicing being like, no, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that today. I don't want to listen to Kids Bop today. I don't want to wash my hair today. I don't want to cook dinner. Because let me tell you what, I be wanting to cook dinner, but I don't be feeling like it. So I just be hungry sometimes. And sometimes dinner be a noodle.
Yeah.
Or orange.
Yeah.
Or an apple.
Yeah.
Or a cake.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
We alive. Yeah. We fed.
That's right.
We got water. We got water. We ain't dehydrated.
Right.
None of the above. But sometimes you need that. Like, it helps you get to know more of who you are.
Yeah.
Just like I know I'm very childlike sometimes, and so sometimes I could be just kind of whimsical or just kind of like absent-minded. But because I know I'm like that, not that I'm trying to be like that because, you know, you got to have some discipline. I think I told you guys, for my 40th birthday, I had a Lego birthday party. You know, we had the balloons and cupcakes and
toy kit bags
and all the things that, you know, that I enjoy even as an adult. Like, I still like playing with Play-Doh and Legos and
slime.
The slime is more so the kids thing. Yeah. I don't really be caring for the slime, but
I like slime.
They like playing with slime.
Yeah.
Automate slime for T-Twee and it's just gross. But but it just, I don't know, it's just like honoring yourself, like or remembering who you were before you were a wife or before you were a mother, and learning who you are even though you are a wife and a mother now, or a husband and a father. Learn who you are even though you have those titles connected to you, but who are you still? So it's definitely,
it's not the essence of who you are.
No, it's not. It's not. We enjoy things in life.
Yeah.
We all have our own quirks. We all have our own likes and dislikes. We all have our own way of just like approaching life. And so we don't want to forget that and get so wrapped up in my family and okay, my job, and that like because you start losing, you become a bot. You turn yourself into an AI bot.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Let's mess up. Don't turn to no bot, y'all.
You know what I just thought about too? And then this almost need to be a part 2. That thought made me think about how so many women that I've heard that ends up feeling like unfulfilled when it comes to sex because it ends up feeling like a extra task to check off the box that you need to do. So it's not like women don't enjoy having sex. It's that they're feeling obligated to do it even when they're feeling tired because of all of the things and the hats and the this. So I don't know. That just came to mind when we were talking about that, because if we're wearing all these titles and focused on the titles, then it just feels like one more box.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's not like they want to feel that way. It's just how it ends up feeling.
Yeah. So, because it is another chore. It is definitely another chore. Unless you're not necessary, You're supposed to thing up sometimes.
That's right.
But but you all like,
Our wives in our group, we're working on our own little toy kits. Yeah, we're working on our kits.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I think we probably should. I think we should dedicate an episode to talking about that, because I, in the midst of just trying to learn who we are, love ourselves, and set boundaries. The whole aspect of sex, that you got to have boundaries for that too. We may have talked about it before, but we could talk about it again.
Yeah.
We can always talk about it.
I don't think we went into depth about it.
Yeah. But I definitely think that we should do an episode dedicated to that for you all, so that so you all don't think like, well, dang, am I the only one feeling like this?
Yeah.
Because you're not. I guarantee you. Anything that you've ever thought like, am I the only one? No, girl. No, boy. No.
Put in the comments and let us know what you guys think, because we do have an episode coming up where we're going to bring Alicia, our sex coach, back to talk about the big O, as in orgasm. So since it's woman focused, at least that's my original thought, to make it focused on a woman, because we know men don't be having no problem. So if y'all want us to combine that whole episode, let us know. Or if you want to just do a whole separate episode about that, that's fine too. That's cool too. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we wrapping it up right there. That's what we have. Ain't got no more.
No pun intended.
Okay. Y'all, thank y'all for coming in, being silly with us, and having a cute little old chat. If y'all ever need to talk to somebody, y'all, we got resources. Don't be afraid to go talk about your feelings. If you need someone to help you walk through just like self-growth or just trying to figure out things, there are therapists and life coaches and counselors out there that are dedicated to helping you become a better version of you. So don't be afraid to go search and get what it is that you seek.
Absolutely.
Okay? So before we get on out of here, don't you forget that a good thing is not hard to find.
But it does take work to keep it. You hear?
And you know it. And you hear?
Right.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.